Beautifully weighted ball. Oh, so close to opening up the defence. Going well. And let's give credit to the defending. Well, far from the ideal pass. A very good tackle. And alongside me is Stuart Robson. And with the game just moments away now, this really ought to be a superb watch. What do you anticipate seeing, Stuart?
Well, I thought they played well on the opening.
A real opening now. And a goal!
What's going on, guys? This is Lesky. Today I'm going to be showing you guys this ball playing center back build in pro clubs. It is 5'10", 149 pounds. I have a good amount of center back builds on my channel, but only one that is actually similar to this play style. I have a 6-foot center back build that I posted a long time ago. I don't even think it's max level. I believe it was like level 23. It was the one with Marquinhos in the thumbnail. And that is pretty similar to this one. So this one is more of an updated, revised version of that build. If you want to watch the first video that I posted of this play style, go ahead and check that out. It'll probably be better if you aren't max level. You can relate to it more with the skill points. So 5'10", 149 pounds for this build. I decided to go 5'10" and make this the shorter center back build on my channel. I wouldn't really go any shorter. Once you go shorter, I feel like it's kind of a liability when it comes to crosses and clearing the ball out with your head. I feel like 5'10" is the shortest I'd go as a center back. Weight 149 pounds. You can go lower, you can go higher. If you go higher, you'll gain a little bit more strength. You'll lose jumping, I've noticed, as a center back, and you'll lose pace. So I decided to go 149. I feel like it was a good balance when it comes to jumping, strength, and pace for this build. And then I'm right-footed. It's really up to you, not really basing this off of one particular player. But one player that this kind of reminds me of this build is kind of like a Javier Mascherano type of role, where he can play center back, he can play in the midfield, he can play a bunch of different positions because the passing ability is really good on this build, as well as the dribbling, which is mostly what we were focusing on for this ball playing center back build. Let's take a look at the perks. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button on my channel. You'll be updated when my videos go live, and I'm going to continue to post a lot of FIFA content, especially when FIFA 23 comes out, and even join my pro clubs, FIFA, Volta, community, Discord, anything FIFA related you can discuss. Pro clubs, formations, tactics, builds, recruiting players to your club, joining a club. You can talk about Volta or just really anything FIFA you can discuss in that Discord. So go ahead and join that if you want. We have around 100 people. It's not the most active right now, but I'm assuming when FIFA 23 comes out, there will be a lot of activity and discussions in my Discord. So make sure to do that if you want. The first perk for this build is Precision Pass. I definitely wanted this perk and Threaded Pass on this build. Both these perks will increase the passing and make this more of a ball playing center back build. So Precision Pass and Threaded Pass will both give the 5-star weak foot, so you don't have to worry about what foot you're passing the ball with. Threaded Pass will help for through balls, and Precision Pass will help for short and long pass. And both these perks will give the swerve and flare traits on top of the 5-star weak foot. And these perks are very good. Even on a center back, we have some upgrades on the passing page. But with those upgrades on top of these two passing perks, the passing ability is phenomenal. You have a ton of range and you really can hit like through balls over the top to your wingers or strikers. And it is just a lot of fun using a center back build with a great passing ability. So make sure you have these two passing perks on this build. The third perk, I went for physical strength. This build is 5'10", not the tallest for a center back. So to make up for that, you boost the physical ability by upgrading the strength and jumping. Probably most importantly is the jumping. Because this build is 5'10", it'll just help you win more aerial duels. And it'll also increase the ball control, which kind of helps this ball playing center back role. So all these attributes will be boosted when jostling, shielding, or heading the ball. I feel like it's the best option for this build, but you could also go ball winner if you want to increase the tackling ability. We have room to increase it, so you could do that. or maybe like last defender, lockdown, or cool head. It's really up to you what you want to do with the third perk, but I do think physical strength is the best decision. Let's look at the skill tree. Like always, we'll be starting on the physical page, and honestly, for a 5'10" center back, the physical attributes really aren't too bad, and we have the physical strength perk boosting the jumping and strength more. So on this left side, what I did was got some strength and stamina upgrades, as well as this +5 reactions to bump it up to 92 reactions, which is pretty good for any position, especially a center back. And then on the right side, I decided to go for the acrobat archetype. When I was first creating this build, I was thinking about not going for the acrobat archetype, but I felt like it was very important because, again, this build is 5'10", not the tallest. So this will just help boost the jumping more and just give you a better chance at winning those headers and winning those aerial duels. So we have 82 jumping and 84 stamina, which is pretty good for a center back. You probably don't even need that much stamina. It's always nice to have a good amount. And 80 strength. So all these stats are 80 and higher, which is pretty nice. 92 reactions, 83 aggression. And my guess with the physical strength perk, say it upgrades the jumping and strength like +5, +10. If it upgrades it to +10, it's like 90 or higher for both of those stats. If it upgrades it to +5, we're in the mid 80s. And either way, those stats are pretty good for a 5'10" center back. So let's head over to the defending page. Of course, I have a good amount of skill points here. So on the left side, I just went all the way down to the Guardian archetype. And for 21 skill points, we'll get a ton of upgrades. Then on the top right, we're going to get this +2 stand tackle for 1 skill point, and then this +2 slide tackle for 2 skill points. So this build has 93 interceptions, 95 defensive awareness, which is very clutch as a defender. Just helps you contain a dribbler in front of you easier. You kind of just lock onto them and stick to them a lot easier than if you were to have like 82 interceptions. So defensive awareness is very nice. 90 stand tackle and 86 slide tackle. These are the two stats you could upgrade even more if you want to go with the ball winner perk over physical strength. I don't think it's as important, but it could be a great option if you just want to increase the tackling ability more. The lowest stat is the 86 slide tackle, which really isn't too bad. You're not going to be slide tackling nearly as much as stand tackling, so 86 is still pretty solid. But the defensive stats are great, especially in combination with the pretty decent physical stats we have and the physical strength perk. And I'm about to show you guys the dribbling page. We have great dribbling stats. The high agility and balance really does help you out on defense, even when you don't have the ball. Just a lateral side-to-side movement, your jockey movement is quicker. You're just able to cut and keep up with the pacier dribblers that are trying to beat you one-on-one. So I really like this dribbling page going for the Lynx archetype. This build really does benefit from the dribbling upgrades. So 81 agility, 80 balance is phenomenal for a center back build. And then on the left side, we're just going to get this +2 ball control to bump it up to 81. And then this +2 balance to bump it up to 80. I would have loved to go for maybe this dribbling upgrade or some more ball control upgrades, but I really don't know how much of a difference it's actually gonna make. It might be more important if you're gonna use this build more in the midfield as like a holding mid where you might be touching the ball more. But as a center back, I feel like these dribbling stats are great. And I did notice if you go taller as a center back, the ball control and dribbling stats lower quite a bit. So since we're already 5'10", our base ball control and dribbling stats are pretty high for a pro club's center back build. So I decided to go for the Lynx. You don't have to go for it, but it really will help when it comes to just being on the ball and able to swivel your left stick and get a pass off and use the great passing ability that we have on this build. And that's going to lead us to the passing page, where I didn't go for the architect archetype, but we still have quite a bit of skill points here. We have 11 skill points. So what you're going to do is just go down to this long passing and vision. And then the last thing is this +4 long pass. So we have 83 long pass and 89 short pass with 73 vision. Those passing stats are great for a center back build, especially if you consider that this build has the 2 passing perks, increasing these stats even more. The vision, the long pass, and short pass will all be higher because of those 2 perks, and possibly even the curve, the swerve trait that both of those perks give you, add more bend and curve to your passes. So technically your passes have better curve. I would have loved to go for this short passing and vision also, to have like 92 short pass, and mostly just to bump up the vision even more. But I would have to take like 3 skill points off somewhere else, and I don't really know what I would prefer to take off. So I just left it like this. But with those 2 passing perks on top of these stats, you can really make any pass in the game, like probably other than crossing, because the crossing's not very good. But that's fine. You're not going to be crossing very much with a center back build anyways. But you really can just disperse passes across the field, long through balls over the top, big switches across the field, hard-driven passes to your strikers and midfielders, and help start your team off on the offense. This build can be low-key very good for your team with starting the offense and helping your team score goals. Even though you might not get like the assist that leads to the goal, you might get like the hockey assist, which is still just as good, to be honest. On to the shooting page, where I don't have any skill points. There's no point of putting skill points on the shooting page unless you're going for heading accuracy. But this build's 5'10". We're not going to be focusing on scoring header goals with this build. We only have 78 heading accuracy, so that's not what this build is about. Onto the pace page. This build has 89 acceleration and 89 sprint speed. I left off the 2 corner upgrades, +3 acceleration and +2 sprint speed. Didn't feel like it was necessary. You're not going to notice too much of a difference, but if you did want to go for one of them, I would go for the +3 acceleration, but you'd have to take skill points off the passing page, or maybe take off the slide tackling on defending, and then possibly the ball control upgrade in order to get those 3 skill points. But I really don't think it's necessary. I didn't really have any problems with the pace. It is quick with the agility and balance. You feel very fast with this 89 pace. So that's going to wrap it up for this versatile ball playing center back build that can even be moved up into the holding mid CDM role. It's a lot of fun to use with the passing range that it has, and you can really make a difference on offense. Even though you might be playing center back and way back on the pitch, you can help your team offensively by breaking the lines, breaking the midfield lines with your crazy passes, hitting through balls over the top to your forwards, running in behind, and you can really have a huge impact on the offensive side of the ball for your team. So give this build a try. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subbed. As always, y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.